This is a practical tutorial that'll show you how to set up folders on your computer to keep track of your jobs as they're performed. As this tutorial is aimed at videographers and editors, I've called the folders number 1 is quotes, 2 is bookings, 3 is active jobs, 4 is jobs in review, 5 is completed jobs, and 6 is archive jobs. Change the names if you want, but keep the numbering system. As you'll see in a minute, that will keep them in the correct order on your computer. And by the way, if you want to see how to change the color of a folder on your Mac, click the eye above for a video that will show you how to do that. And you don't have to be a videographer for this system to work. It just works for any business. Use the same process. So let's look at the folder system and see how it works. The first folder, quotes, will have a new folder for every new job. As I mentioned earlier, the numbering system keeps them in the correct order on your computer. And this is important to note. It doesn't matter whether they relate to a current or to a new customer, because everything is job related. And it's also best to allocate a number along with the name of the job. Always have an empty folder in the quotes folder with a number attached. And then you can create a new folder and increase that empty fold number by 1. Right-click to duplicate, and then increase the top number, and then change the name of the lower folder to the new job name. You'll see an alternative way of how I allocate job numbers in my email app, and that's in the next tutorial. The job folder holds everything related to that job, and in this case the Final Cut Pro library bundle, and the folder where the camera footage has been saved, as well as a folder including the B-roll from a stock video site, and music, and even text files. In fact, everything related to the job is in that folder. And once the job's booked, the whole job folder is moved from the quotes folder to the bookings folder. And once it becomes an active job, it's moved to the active jobs folder, and so on. The principle is that at any time you can see what the progress is for any job and have access to all the material that's related to that job. The only folder that doesn't have a job folder inside it is the archive folder, and it's simply got a text file with a list of where all the previous job folders have been archived, with the name of the archive disk and the date it was archived, plus a location if it's off-site. And as an aside, let's be clear, you should be aware of what's not in the folder. There's none of your correspondence. Emails are retained in your email app with the same title categories and the same job numbering system as on the computer. And you'll see that in the next tutorial and how I allocate job numbers in the email app first, because I find that most of my new jobs likely arrive first as an email, so it's more logical to allocate the numbers in the email app, for me anyway. And just a quick comment about SMS, WhatsApp and Facebook messages. I find it really quite confusing when trying to remember what conversations were about what and even what message application they were recorded in. And my answer to this is to copy the conversation text and open it in a text editor, paste it, and drag that file into my folder on the computer. And the beauty of this is that you don't have to add annotations, because just by copying it, you'll include the names of the parties in the conversations, as well as the time and the dates. And if you want to add further conversations to the text file, select it in your job folder and paste the text into that previous text file. I've used this system for all my filming and editing live, and I find it a simple and straightforward process to easily keep up to date and understand what's happening. The next video will look at how the system integrates with your email app to reflect the same folders and capturing and categorising any emails as the jobs progress. I hope you've learned something here. Please like, subscribe and press the bell to be notified of these new tutorials.